But, you know, he promised us on Tuesday that he was going to be here. Uh, what campaign did I say? Is he for she campaign? Okay. Now, he promised us he was going to be here today to reenact a play, a very powerful play that sadly I have not watched the full episode of it yet, is Wogbe Jeke. Maybe if there's room, someday we should be able to show you the whole. I don't know how much we have to pay for that. But Chief Moment is here. Yes. Graciously, good morning to you.
Thank you very much. It's glad to be here. And as I said, I'll be here today.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yes, thank you so much. This means a lot.
Anything for my
So we've got the great Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Absolutely, and JB Dankwa. So, you know, our production is really expansive. It covers different timelines from the coming and the settlement of the various ethnic groups. So those were the stories of the Ndora, Jakpadaya, Santwa, the Niayi Kushis, all the way to the coming of the Europeans, the struggle for independence, the various military regimes in our politics, our attempt at multi-party democracy in our modern times. So what we've just taken out is just a bit of the part that dealt with Ghana's independence struggle. Since we are celebrating our 60th anniversary, 60 years of independence from Great Britain. So I have Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and JB Dankwa here, who, I mean, would be giving you a feel of the kind of conversations and discussions that they were having. Of course, the cast and crew of Wogbe Jeke is over 170 people. You'd be wanting for space if we decided to launch it here in your studio. But we're just giving you a feel, an excerpt of part of the play that dealt with Ghana's independence struggle. So yes, we do have JB Dankwa and we do have Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay, what a way to crown the Independence Week, really. Because on Monday, then, you know, there was the parade, the Sith March, you know, across the country. We had a great poem shared here. You shared a poem with us on Tuesday as well.
My anthem for the year.
Yeah, and this, it is possible. It is possible. And this Friday, we're bringing you JB Dankwa, and then we're bringing you Kwame Nkrumah. So I'm going to just leave and you do your thing.
Yeah, in the meantime, you can call the president to take a look. Since he was paying homage to other people in the struggle, he would find this most appropriate. That we didn't come with just
Can somebody give me his, you know, mobile, his phone number?
02.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Chief Moment.
The first political party that was formed in the Gold Coast to fight for political leadership and power in the Gold Coast was around the 40s. This was after a lot of activism took place by some nationalist leaders such as John Say and Mensa Saba, who, working through the Aborigines Right Protection Society, worked to protect the lands of the Gold Coast from exploitation and annexation from the British colony. Also, we had the likes of Casely Hayford, who worked hard to bring together West African leaders across the coast to ensure that they can form a united front in their agitation towards the British government. It wasn't until during the 40s, as the Second World War was raging, that some political leaders in the Gold Coast decided to come together to form the first political party. Under the patronage of Pa Grant, they came together, and in Sekondi, they decided to declare the formation of the first political party in Ghana to fight for Ghana's role in British administration.
We have come to take a decision whether our country and people are any longer to tolerate a system of governance where those in control of government are not under the control of those being governed. Today, we have resolved to channel our faculties and energies under a united front to engage that colonial government, advocating for greater participation of Africans in the government of Gold Coast and eventually take control of the levers of power. Today, we take a bold and decisive step towards being the architects of our own destiny. On this 4th day of August, 1947, we wish to proudly declare that the United Gold Coast Convention is duly formed.
The UGCC invited Dr. Kwame Nkrumah from his exploits abroad to come and serve as General Secretary of the party.
Kwame, it's really impressive the work you've been doing. You see, it really looks like you've really been preparing yourself for this.
Indeed. I spent 10 years working in schooling in the United States, right in the heat of the civil rights movement. Beautiful. I could very much identify with the struggles of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Africans must assert themselves on the world stage. We cannot continue to turn backwards for the world to ride over us.
Certainly. You see, my extensive research into African history reveals a glorious past of a people with a varied and sophisticated civilization, attempts by Europeans to discredit and in many ways annihilates the history of African civilization, was only to serve their colonial designs.
I do find your work on Akan history and culture very stimulating.
Oh, thank you.
We need more of such work to educate people on African history and tradition. Africans must we must accept a new African identity that breaks the stereotype created by the Europeans. And for us to do so successfully, we must completely tear down all colonial and imperial structures and build our own structures from bottom up.
You see, Kwame, we definitely must reconstruct the African personality, but must be mindful not to completely tear down our current governance system, which can be a recipe for chaos.
But if our current situations are reinforcing our subjugation, then surely that relationship must be abrogated.
I suppose my point really is, no civilization is an island unto itself. You know, cultures are symbiotic. The Greeks learned from the Egyptians, the Romans from the Greeks, and modern Europe draws inspiration from ancient Rome. So there is no way Africa can completely sever itself from all the effects colonialism has imposed on us. We just have to ensure that, you know, the cultures, the values intrinsic in our cultures find strong expressions in whatever systems we choose to adopt.
JB, imperialism is a parasitic relationship. The white man didn't come here to do us any favors. The balkanization of Africa is so we can remain poor countries that will provide industrial Europe and North America with cheap raw materials. That is the colonial system. And if Africa is to self-actualize in this century and beyond, then surely that system must be dismantled.
See, we must be mindful not to replace white masters with African lords. You see, we are to adequately prepare our people to be ready to handle the freedom we seek for them. We are, as leaders, minded to create a free and just society that does not curtail individual enterprises but enhances.
Well, very well. The road ahead is still long, but we must apply ourselves to the task with all the agency that it deserves.
Very true. And continue the good work of building the party to become an important vehicle for advocacy. You see, we have to go and meet for the meeting.
Oh, the servicemen. Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to interacting with the servicemen.
Sure.
They are a very important constituency that we can rely on in this our struggle.
Yes, we have to go and meet them and return here for dinner. My Lizzie says she's preparing some special abom and kwentum.
I can't wait, Jerry.
But you see, Kwame, as for this, your bachelor thing, you need to do something about it. You see, there are lots of nice girls in Gold Coast you can settle down with.
JB, work has been keeping me too
My
occupied.
friend, nobody's too busy to marry.
Yeah. Well, my mother has been talking to me all the time about it.
Yeah,
I'm considering of taking a wife from somewhere in Africa, at least to reinforce my Pan-Africanism.
You want to make a political statement with your marriage?
JB, I can't think far.
Chomai!
Hey!
Chomai!
Hey!
Chomai!
Hey!
Chomai!
Hey!
Chomai! Good evening, gentlemen. We have come to demonstrate that the UGCC identifies itself with the plight and sentiments of you, the ex-servicemen. The treatment you have received at the hands of the colonial government is indeed appalling. And it's appalling because the governor is unaccountable to you.
Yes!
So he can afford to ignore your concerns. That is why we established the UGCC, to work for greater say in the governance of our own people and eventually take control of the entire government. We are very much behind your plans to petition the colonial government. You must make your voices heard. Today I came here with our young and dynamic General Secretary whom we invited from London to come run the affairs of the party. We have the greatest confidence in him, and gentlemen, I wish to assure you he's the one man who will never fail you. Gentlemen, Kwame Nkrumah.
Joboy!
Hey!
Joboy!
Hey!
Joboy!
Hey!
Brothers! Something is about to shake the very foundation of the Gold Coast.
Yes!
The British governor and his imperialist government have decided to underestimate the collective will and power of you, the gallant ex-servicemen. After fighting for them, after dying for them, what do you get? A slap in the face. But they are about to find out that you are a sleeping lion who still has been stepped on. Your roar will be heard across the streets of Accra. You must go ahead with your planned demonstration right to the very seat of the government. This time around, they cannot ignore your cry. But the fight won't end there. You must all understand that you have a very important role to play in the struggle to liberate this country from the shackles of imperialism.
Yes!
Early this month, the brave new governor Bonny organized a boycott of foreign goods to demonstrate the displeasure of the people against the harsh living conditions. Tomorrow, your action again will send a further message to the Christian broadcaster that the people of Gold Coast are awake,
Yes.
that we have had enough,
Yes.
that we are demanding for our rights, that the days of imperialism are numbered. Choboy!
Hey!
Choboy!
Hey!
Choboy!
Hey! On the 28th of February 1948, ex-servicemen who had returned from the Second World War fighting for the British and were not properly compensated decided to embark on a demonstration to the Christian Borg Castle. At the Osu Crossroads, the major in charge opened fire and 3 of them were killed: Sergeant Jeke, Corporal Tipo, and Private Odate Lamte. Their death sparked riots across Accra, which led to various investigations by the British authorities. Some nationalist leaders were arrested who would later be known as the Big Six. Meanwhile, Nkrumah was having severe disagreements with leadership of the UGCC.
Kwame, you have overstepped your bounds too many times. You came to the working committee with a proposal to set up schools for those dismissed students and teachers. Me, JB Dankwa, Pa Grant, Pa Willie, we said no. But you went ahead to establish the Ghana National College.
Those students and teachers were dismissed because of us. They were fighting for our release from the prison. I had to do something. Oh, no, our independence will not be given to us on a silver platter. I'm organizing the people for the revolution.
We did not bring you here for a revolution. We brought you here to run an organization. From the beginning, we told you what our plans were. We told you our approach towards independence was gradual. We don't wish to rush things. Our approach towards self-government is in the shortest possible time. You're telling me about revolution. What do you know about revolution?
After centuries of slavery and colonialism, we still think we must wait for independence? After centuries of exploitation, where our resources have been stolen to enrich European nations, we still think we must wait for independence? After our culture and dignity have been denigrated, JB, you still think we must wait for independence? Oh no! The time for justice is now. The time to destroy imperialism is now. Self-government now. And I, Nkrumah, will not rest until that is done. On behalf of the chiefs and people, the rank and file of the convention, the labor movements, the youth movement throughout the country, our valiant ex-servicemen, the man in the streets, our children and those yet unborn, and the name of Almighty God and humanity, I hereby proclaim the formation of the Convention's People Party. We will continue to fight by all constitutional means for the achievement of full self-government now.
The disagreements between Nkrumah and the UGCC led him to break away and form his own party, the CPP. With the formation of the CPP, Nkrumah had the greater control and worked hard to secure Ghana's independence. After various elections and after securing a lot of victories, Nkrumah and his party had the opportunity to petition and ask for full independence for Ghana. And on the eve of 6th March 1957, the Gold Coast Legislative Assembly held its last and final sitting, after which, at the old polo grounds, Nkrumah declares Ghana's independence.
Choboy!
Hey!
Choboy!
Hey!
Choboy!
Hey!
Ago! Muye di na muntie mi kakra, minka sapi, meka bofu kakra mi wi na meka fante. At long last, the battle has ended. And thus Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. Yay! And yet again, I want to take the opportunity to thank the chiefs and people of this country, the youth, the farmers, and the women who have fought so nobly and won this battle. And again, I want to thank the valiant ex-servicemen who also cooperated with me in this multi-tax of freeing our country from foreign rule and imperialism. As I pointed out, I made it quite clear that from now on today, we must change our minds and our attitudes. We must realize that from now on today, we are no more a colonial, but a free and independent people. But also, as I pointed out, that also entails hard work. I'm dependent upon the millions of the country, the chiefs and the people to help me to reshape the destiny of this country. We are prepared to pick it up and make it a nation that will be respected by every other nation in the world. We know we are going to have a difficult beginning, but again, I'm relying upon your support. I'm relying upon your hard work. Seeing you in these thousands, it doesn't matter how far my eye goes. I can see that you are here in your millions. And my last warning to you is that you have to stand firm behind us so that you can prove to the world that when the African is given the chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody. We are working, and we shall no more go back to sleep anymore. From now on, today, there is a new African in the world, and that new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. We are going to demonstrate to the world, to the other nations, young as we are, that we are ready to face our own battles. As I said, assembly just briefly ago, I made a point that we are going to separately create our own African personality and identity. It is the only way in which we can show the world that we are ready to face our own battles. But today, may I call upon you all that on this great day, let us all remember that nothing can be done unless it has the support and support of Almighty God.
Yes.
We've won the battle. And again, we rededicate ourselves, not only in the struggle to emancipate other countries in Africa. Our independence is meaningless unless it's linked up to the total liberation of the African continent. Fellow Ghanaians, I want you to pause for 1 minute in your thousands and millions and give thanks to Almighty God for having led us through obstacles, difficulties, imprisonment, hardship, and suffering, and has brought us to the end of our troubles today. 1 minute silence. And now ask the band to play the Ghana national anthem.
Awesome. Abego, are you related to What's your name apart from Kwame Nkrumah?
My name is Suleiman Kanda.
No.
Yeah?
Suleiman Kanda.
Yeah, sure. But, you know, do you feel like you're Nkrumah? How much of Nkrumah is in you?
I'll say like, 70% of Nkrumah.
Because you did this so well, really, so well. You carried us with you, and I felt it. Yeah. JB, Charlie, what life? Oh, swag. I tell you what, Chief. You know when you're reading, you know, especially if you're not into reading, you don't really get the story. But when it's in drama like this, you kind of follow everything.
Yeah, and this is actually even a redacted version. So a lot of the actions and things that happen in between. So what we just took were just a few of the dialogue scenes that can give you a bit of a feel as a kind of conversation. But the drama in itself is always more impactful when you see the actions live with the music, the choreography, everything come together. You have an emotional connection, and I think that's what a lot of the audience
Wogbe
left
Jeke.
away with. Wogbe.
Yeah, JB, what's your name?
I'm Obritaton and Aquaman.
But you're from the Achim land, eh?
No, I'm from New Captain land.
Hey. Okay, yeah. Still,
I mean,
you
of
know.
course, yeah. So I mean, he has the blood running.
So you're the
through
president's. No, the president is your
grandson.
your nephew,
Yes.
no, kind of. Okay.
And they always say that for you, those who are into drama, you have to be in character or something of the
Yes.
sort. So you have to be in character, is that
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes the cast will have to study the original characters that perhaps in let's say a biopic or something of the sort that you're depicting. Did you watch his tapes? Did you do how did you prepare?
Yeah, Nkrumah, that's the gospel. I love Nkrumah. So the first day chief asked me to play that role, I said, this will come true. Because I've read about him and I just said, this man is just phenomenal.
Is this natural?
100%.
Yeah, when I met his son, Professor Francis Nkrumah, I stood there and looked at the man. I wish to go and say hi to him, but
You couldn't.
I couldn't. I said, see, I just love Nkrumah. That's the basic thing. So when it doesn't come along with money, I just love to do it just for
That's
the
all.
passion of it.
Well, please don't say money plenty. Otherwise, Roland will say, since you don't like
No, I
money,
wanted to ask.
come here every week.
Well, we have to say thank you all,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
we're grateful that you
Yes.
made this a pleasant situation for our viewers as well, because
Absolutely.
it's their improved audience as well as viewership. That's why we do all this,
Yeah.
and we know that we brought us something to behold for the whole week. We talked about the Independence Day celebrations. We look at the issues, and Chief Moment, you were here. Then we looked at women more importantly, because they also played a great
important role,
impact
that's true.
and a role in the independence struggle, even though the picture doesn't depict it. But we're happy that women are of age now, and we say we're grateful to all of you as crew and cast and as those who put together this.
Chief, is this going to come back?
Yes,
Is
in
Wogbe
April.
Jeke coming back?
In April.
Next
Exclusive
month.
scoop. Yes,
Okay.
Easter weekend on the 15th and 16th of April at the National Theatre.
Wow.
We're going to improve it and it's going to hit Accra like never before. Then after that, we'll take it on tour. So watch out. We'll start publicity soon enough.
Okay, I'm sure.
This time you have to
Thank
make
you.
it.
Thank you. This
Wait,
is amazing.
And thank you all, and thank you all, and
JB.
thank you all, and thank you all.
So what?
Freedom!
Freedom!
I bet Jamie, the president, you know you or something.
Right.
All right, so I mean, this is it. On behalf of everybody in the studio right now, everybody contributed to this production. Derek Okol, Sam, Michaela Richter Anderson, Patricia Gasu, Fred Potufe, Eric, and everybody else who contributed in one way or the other. Albert, our sound man. How could I forget you when you get into my clothes every day? We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Take care of what is beautiful. Bye-bye.